So this is the global forecast for September 2018. This is a month where the general message for the world seems to be that, okay, much of the restriction, limitation and blockages of recent months now seem to be, well, tide's changing. The wheels are beginning to spin forward. They're gaining traction, the cogs are beginning to engage, but it's very, very slow. You're not going to see big changes this month, but there is gradually, as the month goes on, cause for optimism. And the more we get towards the end of the month, the more situations are going to become yes, no, black, white. And there's going to be developments which will then suggest that October, November and December are going to be much more upbeat than at any time so far this year. There's a number of reasons for this. Pluto's standing still at the end of September. Great. That's going to make a lot of people happy, because much of the intensity and extremes of this last year and a half is coming to the end for a lot of people. Neptune's still trucking backwards. Neptune's not a major role player at the moment. Saturn is standing still in a few days' time. Saturn actually stands still on Thursday of this first week of September, on the 6th, around about 11:30 in the morning UK time. So this is to be welcomed. Saturn's then going to be, I quite like Saturn in Capricorn. I'm sure many Capricorns don't, but I do. And I think that once Saturn starts moving forward, there's going to be a lot of no more pontification, no more just thinking about things. Instead, there's going to be actions and decisions, which is one reason why I'm thinking that the last 4 months of this year are going to be more proactive and less reactive than this year so far. Jupiter is rocketing forward in Scorpio, picking up speed. And indeed, the big aspect of this month is the sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. Jupiter in Pluto's sign, sextiling Pluto. These are two brothers, the biggest and the smallest planets, the darkest and the lightest planets. Jupiter took the overworld, Pluto took the underworld. This is good, and those people fortunate enough to be born around the 9th, 10th, 11th of the female signs. So that's January, March, May, July, September, November. This is a good month for you, especially if you're taking a few minor chances at the financial and business level. Mars is going to be changing sign. Mars is stopped going retrograde, yabba dabba doo, and is now beginning to move forward. It's at the end of Capricorn in the first 10 days of the month, and then it moves into Aquarius around the 11th of September, depending on where you are in the world, at which point it will then stay in Aquarius until mid-November, 9 to 10 weeks. So Aquarians, watch out. Mars is coming to stay for a long time, and it's going to be proactive. Venus slowing down now considerably, and getting ready to become the morning star, not the evening star. And come the end of September, Venus is getting ready to really go retrograde in Scorpio, which will happen in early October. More on that next month. Mercury's absolutely belting through the signs at the moment. It's at its fastest. Starts the month at the end of Leo, then spends 2 weeks in Virgo before shooting into Libra. Very fast movement indeed. There seems to be movement, there seems to be traction gaining, but the triggers, there's 3 big triggers. Two of them are challenging. Firstly, once Mars moves into Aquarius, it's going to square Uranus. Now, I want to take you back to the middle of May 2018. At the start of the year, I said that the middle of May was going to be a crazy time. It was going to be unpredictable, disruptive. There's going to be a lot of challenging, surprising, innovative, original developments that are going to make the world talk, and there's going to be lots of big change. For those people who actually got hammered in the middle of May, the middle of September, if the middle of May was the beginning, the middle of September is the ending. Mars will square Uranus again for the 3rd and final time for about a year and a half, during the period of the 11th to the 19th of September. So if you're one of these people that has gone through big changes over the period from the middle of May to now, you've got 2 options. You can either get out of the way because change is coming through. Or if May change things, then September's a time where you can bring an end to these changes or integrate them into your way of life. This is the end of the beginning of a period of big change for a lot of people. Add to this that the full moon on the 25th of September, plus minus 1 day, depending where you are in the world, is at 1 degree of Aries, close to the start of Aries, squaring Saturn. And for those people whom Saturn is hitting, especially those people born at the start of Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra, this is the final time of weeding and pruning and clearing the deck, so that when the future comes in, as it will from October, November onwards, it's time it can move in without negotiating old baggage. So this full moon at the end of September is a great time for clearing the decks, releasing old baggage, people, situations and environments. But the new moon on the 9th of September, it's gorgeous. There's a few people who are getting hammered. Those people born in the very middle of Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces and Virgo, whom Neptune is hitting, because the full moon is opposite Neptune. But it's also, the new moon is opposite Neptune. But it's also trining Pluto and sextiling Jupiter strongly, which leads me to assume that for a number of people, especially those people born around the 10th, 11th, 12th of the water signs and the earth signs, that there's plenty of really good business and financial opportunities coming up, and that there is the opportunity for people to get out there and do well for themselves. This is a month of seeding the future, of taking advantage of windows of opportunity, and of having a little bit more confidence and hope for the future. There's definite signs of movement forward. It's not going to be accelerating. That's not going to happen until November, once Jupiter moves into Sagittarius. But an element of solidity, stability, and dare I say it, common sense is beginning to reseed itself. Reseed, not as in reseed, step back, but reseeding, as in replanting itself into the world. Not a moment too soon, because the world's in a mess at the moment. And September's actually looking to be not too bad for the majority of people. Patience is the order of the day. There will be clear signs of movement coming through by the end of the month, slowly at first. Have a good month. Catch you next month, folks. Bye.